What's going on? It's your boy, Yo Scruggs. First of all, if you can see that over my shoulder, that is the 9/11 lights that they put up every year. If you live in New York, you see those. That's coming from the location of where the towers were. It's two lights. I know it's a little hard to see on this phone. But yeah. So it's 9/11. And I'll say this. It's been some big moments in my life. I kind of compared 9/11 to 2020, the year 2020 this way. 2020 has kind of been like 9/11 was like 2020 if it all happened in one half hour. Like, I mean, the actual incident. Whereas 2020, no incident has been as big as 9/11, even though I know COVID is taking more lives, but COVID wasn't something you can't see it, unlike 9/11 where you physically saw with your eyes, something like that happen. But either way, I say those are the two biggest moments of my lifetime, like far as world, not personal, but like world moments. I'm trying to think what else would be. I remember the Spaceship Challenger when I was a kid. I remember that blew up when I was a little kid. That was pretty big. The Berlin Wall coming down was pretty big. So things like that. Michael Jackson moonwalking on Motown 25. That's a feel good, but still a big moment. So I'll say this. This is my 9/11 story. I'm going to tell you. I know everybody tell their story. Wherever you're at in your parts of the world. Especially, well, if you're American. I guess maybe not American. I guess not. But if you're American, wherever you at in your part of the world. If you're of a certain age, somebody asks you, oh, so where was you on 9/11 or whatever. So this is my 9/11 story. So I was in college at the time. Shout out to Westchester University. You know what I'm saying? Golden Rams, Westchester. Anyway, so I was in college. And it was I never forget, speaking of sports, the Eagles played the Seahawks that Sunday before 9/11. 9/11 happened on Tuesday. On that Sunday, I never forget, the Eagles played the Seahawks. I'm going to give y'all the real story, man. It was like a crazy 3 days. I usually don't give like personal details on certain stuff. Not the 9/11 part, but you'll see a part before the 9/11. So anyway, I remember the Eagles played the Seahawks, and they lost that game. And I remember McNabb had a bad game, and it's crazy, all these years later, the Eagles still can't beat the Seahawks. Totally different teams now. But anywho, so I never forget, I'm in my dorm. Shout out to Tyson Hall, Westchester University. I'm in my dorm, and I'm watching the game down in the lobby because I got a TV in my room, but they got the big screen in the lobby. So I go downstairs and watching the game. The signal was messed up on the TV, and it was only maybe like 4 people in there watching the games. It was a 1 p.m. game on a Sunday. And I remember this chick came down that I knew that didn't go to my school no more. I ain't gonna say no names to protect the innocent. I'm just telling y'all the story. It's the real shit. So I'm sitting there watching the game. Eagles losing, the signal messing up with the TV. This chick comes down that used to be in my dorm. Like I think she was off this whole semester. So I see her and I'm like, yo, what's going on? What you doing here? Whatever. She was, I was up here visiting my friends. So I spent the night here. I was like, okay, cool. So we watching the game, not that she cared, but we just chopping it up. And I was like, yo, you know what I mean? I said, all right. I was like, yo, the TV messing up. You want to go upstairs to my room? We go, we can watch it in my room. Better signal. Yo, so, man, I miss the good old young days of college. Anyway, so we go up to my room and watching the game. One thing led to another. We start, getting the Marvin Gaye. Let's get it on. Ooh, let's get it on. Anyway. But that ain't the crazy part, because that's not a crazy story. So well, it ain't a crazy story, period. But this is the funny part of the story. I used to mess with her friend. I had a class with the same chick. I actually got her to talk to her friend for me, or to introduce us or whatever. So I used to mess with her friend like the semester before that, maybe 2 semesters before. But I wasn't messing with her no more. And then I run into her, and then now we do, you know what I mean? Make it do what it do. So anyway, so that was that story. I wound up. It was just funny how that played out, going from the Eagles game to running into this chick that I hadn't seen in a while that hooked me up with her friend, and now I'm, with you. Anyway, so that was on that Sunday. So Tuesday come around, I had a 9 o'clock class, a 9 a.m. class on Tuesdays. So I would get up probably about 7:30 a.m. And I remember when I got up, went to the bathroom, came back, turned on my TV like I do every morning. Either I watch, or back then I probably was watching ESPN or the local news. That's pretty much the only things I watched in the morning: news and ESPN, local news, ESPN. And I turn it on, and I just see one of the towers is smoking. So I think I might have turned it on maybe 15 minutes after it happened, maybe less than that. I don't remember exact amount of time before the second one got hit. So I turned it on. I'm getting dressed, whatever, and I'm looking at the building smoking, and all this saying, I think it was CNN was saying that a plane has hit one of the towers, but we didn't know it was a terrorist attack because the second one didn't happen yet. And I remember kind of half waking my roommate up in my dorm, like, yo, don't you know some fool flew a plane, was trying to fly a plane and crashed into the building, thinking it was an accident, and not thinking it was going to be that huge of a deal, but just thinking, somebody's flying a plane, they didn't know what they was doing, they crashed. It's a tall building. And then I remember I got in the shower, and by the time I came back, the second building was on fire. And then I didn't even need to read whatever the news was saying. I was just like, oh shit. One time, that's an accident. Twice, now we under attack. So I woke my roommate all the way up, told him what was going on. So we sitting there watching the news. I still got to get to class. So, I leave out the last minute, barely get to class. And of course, everybody, walking to my class, maybe about a 5-minute walk across campus. Everybody just had that look on their face like, yo, what the fuck is going on? Or people was talking about it or whatever. And we got to class, and I'll never forget, I had a gym class. It was a college course for gym. It's like one of them electives you just take just for the credit, whatever. But and to stay in shape, I like working out. And I'll never forget, we were supposed to be doing gymnastics that day. We had the uneven bars or some shit like that. We was gonna be learning gymnastics. And I remember being hyped up because I always wanted to know gymnastics. And I remember class got canceled, and I think they canceled school for that whole week. Then I think the next time I came to New York after 9/11 was let me see, that was September. I think next time I came was maybe like November of 2003. Came up here to visit some family. I think that was so almost 2 years after it happened. And now I live here, and it's crazy too because before I lived in New York, when I was just coming up here on the bus, a couple times a month, I saw them build that tower, the new tower, from scratch. Like when I started coming up with, I forget what year that was. It might have been like 2012, maybe. And I saw them building it from scratch. So every time I would come back, until it was finished, it was like I would see it just like, damn, I get back like a month later, oh damn, they built a whole lot, you know what I mean? So I've seen the new towers. I remember the old towers vaguely, I think Dad might took us down there, one of them times we was in New York. We might went by there a few times. So I vaguely remember the old ones. Oh, that's another event I remember too. I remember when the World Trade Center got bombed the first time back in like 93. I remember that shit. I forgot about that. That was a big moment. But anyway, Waco, Texas, that was another big moment growing up. The Unabomber, all that good shit. And of course, I'm bugging. Shit, maybe the even biggest moment, maybe bigger than all of those things, was OJ. What am I talking about? OJ probably was the... Nah. I'll say 2020, 9/11 definitely bigger than OJ. But OJ is a pretty damn big story, though. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, it's your boy, Yo Scruggs. Went and tell my 9/11 story. What's yours? Leave a comment, leave a message. Let me know what your 9/11 story was. If you wasn't born, let me know what have you heard, or you just too young to remember, what you know about it now. And I'm going to end this video by doing 15 seconds of silence. All right? It's your boy, Yo Scruggs. Peace.